Hey guys, it's Kelly. I am up on the Crafty Maven channel today with Sketch It Out Thursday. I just showed on the screen the mood board, which is beautiful, full of all of these yellows and oranges and deep reds, and the sketch. The sketch I just found on Stuck Sketches by Laura Whitaker. And I thought it would be perfect for me to showcase some of this beautiful paper. So when I looked at the sketch, I was a little intimidated by all the bright colors, very bright orange. It's beautiful for fall, but I'm not one that really embraces the color orange very much. So I had to think creatively and figure out how I wanted to approach this mood board. And the more that I looked at it, the more that I loved it because there's so much inspiration that can be found in it. So instead of doing the really bright colors, I thought to myself, well, I wonder if I have anything that has some of these same colors but is a little bit more muted. And when I started thinking in that direction, I realized that the Felicity Jane kit that I had that is titled Maggie would work perfectly. So some of the other things that I wanted to pull out from this was a circle, which is why I chose the sketch that I did, because it did have a circle element behind the photo and also in the corner. And that came from the fruit, and they had some paint cans in one part of the mood board, or paint lids. And so those were very circular as well. The mood board is also pretty monochromatic, I think. Yes, it has yellow, orange, and red, but the tones they just seem to blend together so nicely that it feels more monochromatic to me than it would, I guess, versus something that's darker, like the orange and like green, or, something that's on the opposite end of the spectrum. So I'm going to stick pretty close to this sketch. Other than mirroring the sketch, I basically flip it. I'm going to put my photo and the papers on the right side where it's shown on the left, and I'm going to therefore put the embellishment cluster from the right hand bottom onto the left hand side. And I just did that because the photo just seemed to lend itself to want to be on that side of the page. The other reason I chose this sketch was because I love pattern paper, and I love to showcase beautiful designs. And sometimes all you need is just a little pop of color from your pattern papers, but sometimes when it has this, when I have that paper that has all of the broad paint stroke like colors, I want to see that entire piece, and this is just a really nice way to showcase it. Now, I thought that at first it might be too many stripes if I put that striped pattern paper with the broader stripe brushstroke pattern paper, but I found that I really liked it. This picture is of my daughter and one of her besties that she plays softball with, and I just thought that it would be, a great photo for this. If you have watched one of my previous videos where I was kind of challenging myself on how to do or how to put some of these photos that I have of her in this softball uniform, you would have known that I had taken out the color wheel one time, but I'm going to remember these colors. I think it works pretty well. It is a dark orange, black, white, and gray. Not my choice of softball colors, I will tell you, but it is what it is, and you have to work with it. So because I know that I want to go ahead and stay pretty close to the sketch, I'm going to go ahead and stick things down because, those things I know are going to stay. I did go ahead and stitch down the edge of the one paper, the broad paint stroke type of paper, and I'm just ruffling up the borders just to give it a little bit more dimension. And I am going to pop the photo up on some craft foam, just again for more dimension and more interest. I'm really loving this for me right now, and it's just the added dimension and that shadowing is just something that just, you know, makes me happy every time I see it. So I can't see me not doing that for a while. So I did pull out of my stash. I had that doily that was already cut like that, and it worked perfectly for that lower left-hand side. That paper strip says "Another Day, Another Adventure," and I thought that that would be perfect with that title cluster. And I'm just putting a few flowers and some of the flair and charms around the page, just trying to balance out the clusters and get the colors evenly dispersed. And I'll tell you, these rubber charms I just love. I wish I had more. They're just so neat, and again, you know, just I'm a texture person, and it just really, that little bit just makes such a big difference, I think, on the layout. So I will say that I love to use sketches. Today is definitely one of my favorite days to do on Crafty Maven, and it is with a sad heart. I have to tell you that this is going to be my last video for them for this design team period. I am sitting out the next, I guess, 6 months, and I've just got some things going on in my life, and I don't want to overextend myself, so this is one of the easiest ways for me to make sure that what I am doing is quality, and that my home life and, you know, that kind of thing doesn't, you know, just trying to take the stress off, basically. So I'm sorry about that. I am going to miss it. I love the mood boards. I love the, you know, all the different inspiration that can be found. So I will be still around, just not on that channel, unfortunately. So I am taking a little bit of the vellum adhesive and just lightly tacking that down. I am going to go back later and stitch the vellum piece that Happy down because I don't want it to come up. And I also like that you can see a little bit off the edge, again, for the shadow. I know that when you put it in a page protector, you're not going to be able to see it, but when you take pictures of it, you can, and I just think that that's, you know, sometimes it's just the little things that make me happy. So I'm just trying to finalize that cluster, a little label that I'm going to come back and just get a little ink on and overlap the flare button. I'm not going to put anything on that label per se. It's just something to ground that cluster a little bit more. So I'm using my Scotch Quick Dry to adhere the rubber pieces down, and I am very pleased with the way that the Scotch Quick Dry does work on those rubber pieces. So I pulled out the stamp set that went with this kit, and I just stamped Can't Even Handle the Cuteness, and I thought that it was perfect for this photo of the girls. They are just so sweet together. They went away to camp and they had made up their own little cheer, and it's just, you know, there's something about your friends that just makes it nice to look back at this photo for her and see where they were. So that's it for me. I do have some close-ups at the end. I am going to sprinkle some gold Heidi Shine, and after the camera's off, I decided it needed a little bit more bling, so you'll be able to see the sequins that I added. So thanks so much for joining me, guys. I hope you have a great day, and I will see you soon. Take care. Bye.